Good morning, everyone. It's Nicole with the Elite Peasant back here, day 2. Some videos for you to keep active and keep moving. And again, you can string them along and put together a full yoga practice. So we're just going to jump right in. If you're familiar with the pose tabletop, we're going to start in our tabletop. So when you're in tabletop, the main thing to keep in mind is you want your knees underneath your hips, and you want your wrists underneath your shoulders or a little bit forward. You don't want them behind you. And we're going to start with our cat-cow. So we're going to drop our belly, lift our heart. And on our exhale, we're going to arch our back, drop our head, drop our neck. And since this is a spinal rotation, you just want to go with your own breath and move with your own pace. We'll do a few rotations of cat-cow. Again, remember the inhalation, you're dropping your belly, and on the exhalation, you're arching your back. We're going to come back into our neutral tabletop. We're going to take our hands, spread our fingers a little bit wide, and we're just going to rotate our torso over our wrists. Take your time, be slow and thoughtful about this. And then you can reverse the direction. We'll come back to our neutral spine and we'll take our hands, we'll face them out away from us, and we'll do the same small circles here. You'll notice you'll have to make much smaller circles with your arms in this direction because it really is a good stretch for your wrists. We'll just go in both directions here. And we'll come back to our neutral tabletop spine, and we'll take our right leg and we'll stick it out behind us. We're going to drop it down to the mat on the ball of our foot. And we're just going to give ourselves some rocking motion to stretch out our hamstring here. Then we're going to take that same foot, we're going to lift it up, we're going to cross it over the left, let it come down to the mat, and twist to check out our toes. This gives you a little spinal twist. Again, we're going to lift up that leg, bring it back to the center, keep it elevated, and with our right leg extended, we're going to extend our left arm. And just find a point of balance here. Then drop your hand down, keep that leg elevated. We're going to bend at the knee, and we're going to do 10 pulses up through our heel. And then hold, extend back out. We're going to turn our foot so it faces away from us, and we're going to pull our knee towards our elbow on the right side. After you do 10 of those, just elevate your foot again, take a nice deep breath. We're going to sweep that leg all the way up to the front of our mat between our hands. And we're just going to come up on our fingertips, giving ourselves a nice stretch, opening our heart and taking some few deep breaths here. And we're going to rock back so we come onto our heel and get a good runner stretch on the back of our leg. Now I'm outside, so obviously it's a little, I'm on a little bit of an incline. If you're working outside, you just have to accommodate, or if you're inside, again, we can do these from a chair if you're taking a 5-minute break, or you can lay down your mat right where you're working. We're going to rock back forward Make sure your knee is not more than 90 degrees extended. You don't want to be over, that will hurt your knee. You want to make sure no more than 90 degrees. We're going to sweep our arms up. Now I'm looking at the camera so that I can talk to you properly with these earbuds and you can hear me, but you want to make sure you're facing forward and your torso and your hips are square. Drop our hands down to our heart center. We're just going to rotate to the right here. Just an extension and rotation in our torso. You're stretching out your hip flexor here. You're making sure your knee is more no more than 90 degrees, and we're just rotating. Come back to the center. We're going to return this leg back behind us, come back into our tabletop, and then we're going to work on the left side, the same movements. Taking a nice breath, we're going to begin by extending our left leg out, dropping that down, some rocking motions on our hamstring stretch. We're going to lift our leg back up, cross it across the right, let it come down, and then we'll rotate to the right. Again, we'll lift that leg up, come back to the center. We're going to bend at our knee, 10 pulses upward. Then extend your leg back out. We're going to turn our foot away from us and we're going to pull our knee towards our shoulder for a count of 10. It's helpful if you keep your foot flexed. That's why your muscles are always engaged. And we're going to bring that leg back to the center. Take a nice breath, sweep it up to the front of our mat. Come up on those fingertips. Nice breath here. And we're going to float back onto our heel. You feel a long extension down behind your leg. If you have blocks, you can use blocks here to give yourself a little bit of height. It's entirely up to you. Everybody's made different, so always in yoga, listen to your body. And we're just going to float back forward again. Make sure your knee is no more than 90 degrees. You're opening up your right hip flexor, and we're going to sweep our arms overhead. Drop our hands down to heart center, and this time we're going to rotate to the left. Back to the center, we're going to return that knee back into our tabletop. We're just going to take 1 or 2 breaths here with just a neutral spine. Then we're going to spread our knees nice and wide, and we're going to fall back into our child's pose. That's where we'll end today's session. I hope you enjoy. You can hold your child's pose as long as you want today. You may need it. It's been great seeing you. Hopefully I'll see you back in a day or two, and we'll continue to put our yoga practice together. Stay active, be safe, stay healthy.